Welcome to the first grade clash today for Group 21 Rugby League. Muswellbrook taking on Denman for the Ron Lanesbury and Neil Barry Shield in first grade. I tell you what, Bomber, I was going to call you Bomber's not here today, Benko, but out there at Denman the other night, when Muswellbrook and Denman played the catch-up game, very physical affair, I've heard.
Massive physical affair. I was there and I was on the bench with Neil Barry, and that was an experience. Kurt Dole said, I asked Kurt Dole, what do I have to do? I've never done the bench on the timekeeping before, and Kurt said, I just marked the try scorers down. Well, during that game, there was 4 send-offs and 2 sin bins, so thanks very much for that, Kurt. I appreciate it. I had no room left for writing at some point during that game, so it was a very, very physical game. Muswellbrook didn't have it all their own way, and they ended up winning convincingly, by 20 so points. But look, let me give you the tip. They did not have it all their own way, and only the fact that the send-offs certainly marred both sides' performances. But I was very impressed with it at times. The fact that when Muswellbrook moved the ball wide, they had plenty of opportunities to score. Well, they didn't do it enough for mine, but yeah, righto, we'll get to this the score. I'll go for the Denman team. Sebastian Luisi is number 1. Number 2 is Maxi Grecian, who's backing up from juniors. Tommy Pickerskill and Jordan McKenzie is number 3 and 4. Josh Farley is number 5. Isaac McCormick is back. He didn't play last week at 6. Jack LeBrock is 7. Philip Hamlin is 8. Jared Jacobs is 9. Clive Tuifua is 10. Brandon Walker is 11. Mitchell Walker, we haven't got 12 and 13. Mitchell Walker's 14. Daniel Wormsley's 15. Trent Walker's 16. Tommy Mann is 17. Andrew Nichols is 19. And Luke Freebody is 20.
And we'll just fly through the Rams side at fullback. Bailey Taylor on the wings. Jackson Anshaw and Daniel Ellis. In the centre, Zach Webb and Kurt Lewis. 5'8" Bailey Ellis. Halfbacks, Michael Henry. At the front rows, Dylan Thorne and Romain Jackson. The hookers, Bailey Wooden. In the second rows, Adam Bartholomew and Brady Benkovic. And Andrew Pritchard is a lock. We'll get to the bench soon.
Yeah, Andrew Pritchard's making his return into the side. He's had one trainer run, Andrew, and it's probably good to see him back. He'll add a bit of starch to that forward line-up, certainly. Ball goes deep. Bailey Ellis has put the ball deep into the line, and Josh Farley's going to retrieve it out from his own end zone. He gets to about 20 metres out, straight in front. Bailey Wooden over the top along with Adam Bartholomew. Ball goes to Maxi Grecian, the young under 18-year-old boy, and he runs straight into the arms of Romain Jackson and Andrew Pritchard. Ball goes to the left-hand side of the field. They're trying to work it out, the Devils. It was a big, very, very physical game last week, and like I said, Denman certainly put it up to him. There's Brandon Walker. He's going to make it up to about 38 metres out, right on the 40 line, let's call it. Ball goes wide out to Isaac McCormick, and McCormick gets a ball deep down in there. It bounces just shy of Bailey Taylor, and he gets it 15 metres out from his own line. He brings it towards the centre of the field. Good tackle there by Jack LeBrock, and he's hit 25 metres out centre field. Ball goes now on to Jackson Anshaw, and Anshaw gets the ball and he comes to Jack LeBrock again. I think that's Jack LeBrock and Tommy Pickerskill. It is. Over the top, here's Dylan Thorne on to Brady Benkovic, and Brady Benkovic runs straight into the arms of Andrew Nichols, and Jack LeBrock comes and finishes him off 35 metres out from his own line, 10 in from touch. Here's Kurtley Lewis, who's gone into the centre role today. Just quickly, Reggie, he's just shy of halfway. Jacob Ellis and Josh Scrimgeour both got a week suspension out of their efforts last Thursday night, so they're missing from today's lineup. And Kurtley Lewis has moved into the centre role. The new player, Reggie, you may not have seen him, is Michael Henry, the little halfback. He's come from Taree area, and Michael, he ran well and scored a really good try last week for the Rams in their efforts. He's still finding his feet and working out the Rams structures at this point in time.
Yeah, no, it's great to get a halfback on, We've had Jake Hardy there. He's been doing a great job. Yep. But they've missed it from having the direction of Cade Boney around that halfback. He's a very creative player, Cade was, but Mike Henry, from what I've read and seen, been fantastic.
Yeah, look, he's a good little workhorse, and he really organises the left-hand structure of the makeup of the team. Reggie, I can't see Waitford there today. I don't know if he's in, he's not
No.
he's not down. And Waitford was dangerous every time he touched the ball last week. The captain coach for the from the Devils. What a great hit from Andrew Pritchard there. Absolutely stonewalled the big Denman boy there. Again, he comes across, repeats set. He unloads to LeBrock. LeBrock gets the ball onto the Denman boy there. I think that's the fullback Sebastian Luisi. He takes the ball just shy of halfway. LeBrock again gets the ball onto Clive Tuifa, and he goes forward and he's hitting a good tackle there from Curtly Lewis and Michael Henry. Ball goes out to Jack LeBrock. LeBrock goes forward and Michael Henry puts a bit of pressure on him. Ball goes down Jackson Anshaw's throat and he takes it well, gives the ball on to Bailey Taylor. And Bailey Taylor boots one. He gets up over the 30-metre line. Centre field, and I think he copped a straight boot to the head there, or a straight arm. Ball goes out from Wooden at dummy half, who's filling in at hooker there, onto Dylan Thorne. And Dylan Thorne takes the ball forward, centre field, about 8 metres shy of halfway. Here's the Bailey Wooden, and Bailey Wooden gets picked up from Brandon Walker above the horizontal. But the referee, and I don't know his name, Reggie, Zach Webb got a penalty, and he's ruled that all the Denman players are offside.
Yeah, no, and I've just written down a wrong name there too. It's Jordan Menzies, sorry, number 4.
For
Denman. He's a new player.
Jordan Menzies, not Mackenzie's.
No.
My apologies.
No, that's my bad, but he's a new player. He's only just signed with the club.
Yeah, Mitchell Walker. I see Mitchell Walker's having a running verbal battle with someone out there. I think it's Dylan Thorne. So that's the other boy from Trent's brother and Brandon's brother. But big Dylan Thorne gets the ball now, and he's leg roped down to the ground here, about 15 metres out from the for the Devils line, and. The ball goes from Bailey Wooden inside to Andrew Pritchard, and Pritchard's tackled 12 metres out, centre field, options both left and right. Ball goes behind to Bailey Ellis, short pass, sweeping play to Bailey Taylor, who's full of running, and BT gets the ball, and he's tackled 10 metres out, 20 metres in from touch. Ball goes from Bailey Wooden out there to Romain Jackson. Romain Jackson, ordinary pass, but gets on to Benkovic. Ball, short ball to Curtly Lewis. Curtly Lewis slips off his left, goes over, very good try. He's going to point to the spot, the referee, 4-0. Good passage of play there by the Rams. Good running. Ball went out that back line really well. Well done, boys.
Andrew Pritchard, he has definitely bulked up in the time he's had off. He's not overweight. He's looking very fit and looking very solid.
Yeah, they've got him up from Newcastle. Things weren't going great for him down there, and he's decided to come back home. And like I said, Reggie, over the last couple of years, he's made to 2 grand finals, Andrew, and he's certainly going to give that pack a real good starch about him. And I like the look of the defensive lineup. Look, I'm not writing the Rams off. I really think that their structure over the last few weeks has not been great. They've been on the back end of a poor loss to Singleton and an equally poor loss to the Aberdeen side. But in all seriousness, I still believe this team has got what it takes to go all the way. I think, me personally, I still think they can do it, Reggie, despite a couple of losses to Singleton in Aberdeen. They beat, as I said, Denman last Thursday. If they can get away with another good win here, it'll bring some real good spirit and confidence into the group of players, and I think they need that to go forward, mate. 6 points to nil here, 6.5 minutes gone in this match. Good start by the Rams, and I like the way they're moving.
Young Maxi Greason, he's left the field, left the 18s field and started first grade with the same bit of attitude that he had in the under 18s. I think he's going to have to, especially he's defending down here on Curtly Lewis. Yeah.
Well, he's not backward and coming forward, Max, and I like the kid. He's a good footballer.
My word, he is, yeah.
Here's Jack LeBrock with the restart to go straight down Bailey Ellis's face. He gets the ball onto Romain Jackson, who's full of running. Great run from Romain Jackson. He takes the ball out to just a shy of 30 metres, 10 metres in from touch. Here's Bart. Adam Bartholomew runs forward. He's hitting a good 3-man tackle there. One by Tuifi and Hamlin. Ball goes out to Michael Henry. Michael Henry gives a short pass on to Dylan Thorne. He looks to unload it. He does onto Curtly Lewis. Curtly Lewis gives Tom Pickersgill a 1-4 on to Daniel Ellis. And Daniel Ellis is running infield. He's only got to give it to Bailey Taylor. Beautiful try by the Rams. He's going to score under the post from BT. And I tell you what, if that's not a learning exercise from Tommy Pickersgill to go low on somebody in defence, Curtly Lewis, give him the best one, don't argue, palm to the melon you've ever seen in your life, unloaded it at Daniel Ellis, who raced infield like a great winger should, with Bailey Taylor in great support to score underneath the post. What a great effort by the Rams.
Yeah, great footwork and great vision from young Ellis. He came infield, as you said, and just drew that fullback. That's all he needed to do. He did his job, but Jacob Ellis out. You might be able to fill me in then. That's just something I've noticed.
Well, you weren't listening. Your ears are painted on.
I've been trying to fiddle with this equipment, mate.
I did say, in all fairness, you may not have heard me. I said out of that game last Thursday night, Jacob Ellis and Joshy Scrimger both got a week for their send-offs.
That's what you did say, that's
and Jacob Ellis, he let his feelings known, probably too late, and, probably was uncalled for, but he got a week for his troubles. So Curtly Lewis has moved out into the outside centre here, who was inside Daniel Ellis, and Jake will have a rest on the sideline while Curtly gets that opportunity to run in the centres. And Curtly's coming back after a couple of issues there. The last couple of weeks he's had off, and he's a good footballer, young Curtly, and I think he needs room to move. And I think the good early ball that he does get, he certainly knows how to use it. 10-0, 12-0 I should say, 31 minutes to go in this first half. The thing I found about the Rams, Reggie, they start reasonably well and they go into a little bit of a lull, and it allows, with some poor back end of their sets not finishing properly, and they let the opposition back into the game with some some pretty complacent attitude at times. And I think if they can maintain that commitment and enthusiasm, energy, there's no question why they can't go on with all their games. Brendan Walker give Adam Bartholomew a bit of a set to in that tackle, and now he goes for the legs of Romain Jackson, who makes his way out 30 metres out from his own line. Ellis long ball out to Andrew Pritchard, and Andrew Pritchard hits and spins and unloads back onto Wooden, onto Michael Henry, who does unload to Dylan Thorne, and Dylan Thorne gets the ball 40 metres out from his own line. Ball comes down that left-hand side. Bailey Wooden gets the ball, goes forward to Bankovic, who beats one. Good run. He gets up over halfway, and Trent Walker body slams him into the ground along with Jordan Menzies. Ball goes out from Wooden. Great pass onto Bailey Henry, onto Bailey Ellis, and Bailey Ellis puts a flat kick down. It's going to find touch. About 25 metres out from the Denman line. Great set of six. Good go forward set of six by the Rams there. They'll be happy with that.
Too many Baileys in that side for you, isn't it? You just call him Bailey Henry.
Did I call him Bailey Henry? Did I? No.
Bailey Wooden off to Bailey Henry. Off
Michael
to Bailey
Henry,
Ellis.
sorry. Michael Henry. Bailey Taylor, Bailey Wooden, and Bailey Ellis. Can you believe it?
We'll throw Bailey Thorne in there.
Fair
And Bailey.
Sorry. My apologies to Michael Henry. Isaac McCormick didn't play last week, Reggie, and I see Isaac's lined up at 5'8" for the Denman Devils. Yeah, I'm keen to find out what happened to Waitford, because he had a really good game last week, the captain coach. Here's Andrew Nichols, centre field, 25 metres out from his own line. Ball goes on to, I think that's the big...
That's Jordan Menzies.
Jordan Menzies, the centre. Good tackle from Pritchard and Bailey Wooden, 30 metres out from his own line. Here's Tarufa, and he's tackled around the legs by Pritchard again, and Wooden over the top. Ball goes out to Walker. Walker gives it on to the fullback, Sebastian Lewisi, I should say. Denman with the ball. Good roll on now. Good roll on. The ball goes out there. They're right on the halfway line now, Denman Devils. It's the last. They need a good set of six, and they've given it. Number 20, Luke Freebody, finds the ball into his hands, and quite surprisingly doesn't put a bad kick downfield. Goes to Bailey Taylor, beats one, beats two, swirls around another one, BT! Steps off his left and comes in forward. Gives the ball on to Jackson Henshaw, who slips over. 32 metres out from the Denman line. What a great run from Skipper T. Ball goes out here on the left-hand side of the field to Bailey Taylor. Long pass out to Michael Henry, and Michael Henry gives the ball to Curtly Lewis. He comes to Andrew Nichols. Andrew Nichols, not many people can get past him, but he still wrestles him to ground. 2 metres in from touch. That's got to be a penalty. He let go of that ball. What is Lockie Ballard going to do? He does. He gives a report. Maxi Garishan's in Lockie Ballard's face. He'd pay just to get out of there, get on with the game. That was dead set stripped after the tackle there, so rightfully so. The Rams have got the penalty. They're going to have the ball about 15 metres out from the Denman Devils line. Ball goes from Bailey Wooden. Here he is. He's still waiting there for the referee to signal time on. Gives a go forward. Ball goes out to Henry. Henry gives a short pass out to Pritchard, who runs centre field. He comes straight into and unloads it. It goes forward. That wasn't called for. That's that discipline with the ball. The set of six. Just be patient. No need for it. Here's the ball, goes on to Walker. Is that Walker? Yes, it is. And he's belted in a big tackle there from Adam Bartholomew. Wrestled him to the ground, back slammed him. Ball goes out to Trent Walker, and Trent Walker gets the ball and he goes forward and he's hit 30 metres out from his own line. Good defensive set so far in the early parts of this game. Pritchard and Bailey Wooden working well together in defence. Here's the big fella, Tuafoa. Tuafoa, he gets the ball and he's tackled 35 metres out. I thought he dropped that. Ball goes to Fua. Ball goes out to, is that Brandon? Brandon goes sideways and he's hit sideways. Gets it, but Bekovic finds himself with the ball. After that, Michael Henry hit him in the tackle. It's a penalty against Denman for rolling and laying on him.
Number 9, Jared Jacobs.
Yeah, and also Jack LeBrock was in that tackle as well. He's Benkovic going to take the ball forward. He runs straight into the Denman players. He's 30 metres out from the Devils line. Hit by Trent Walker. Gives the ball to Michael Henry. Flat pass out to Jermaine Jackson on to Bartholomew. Bartholomew gives the ball to Zach Webb. He's going to pull to the sideline. He's going to the corner. He's over. Great passage of play from the Rams. Good hands from the Rams. Good fast feet. Goes out. Great run from Zachy Webb. That's what you want to see. Well done, boys. Good side.
Luisi there made the effort, but I can't help but think he tried to push him. He should have just taken him around the legs. Could have shut that down.
Well, it's the quickest way to get a guy down is knock their legs from out under him, but they elected to go high, so it was a really good set of 6 there. It was only a couple of tackles after that free kick, that penalty.
But you're right, Curtly Lewis. Not many people can throw off Nico. Nico's a big boy, and usually he's good for the bump off and all the one-on-one steal, but that's a good matchup, Curtly Lewis.
It is a really good matchup. You stole my thunder there, Reggie. Curtly Lewis and Andrew Nichols. And Nico, by the way, played really well last Thursday in a beaten side, Reggie. I thought he was dangerous every time he got the ball. And his mark up it with Jacob Ellis last Thursday night was exceptional. It was a really good clash. This is a better start to the Muswellbrook than I've seen in recent weeks. 16-0. Bailey Taylor is going to try and convert it, make it 18-0. It's 24 minutes to go, still early in this second half. Reggie, that was all started from that kickoff prior to that. From Bailey Taylor, who made a fantastic break and give it on to Jackson Anshaw, and only that Jackson Anshaw slipped over at about the 45-metre mark. They could have very well scored straight off that kickoff. Here's BT. He moves in. He stays straight against the wind, and it's fell short, well short. So it stays 16-0, 24 and a half minutes to go in this first half between Muswellbrook and Denman.
As we see Isaac McCormick bringing the ball back. And, of course, they're playing into the wind at the moment, Muswellbrook, so that second half, it's probably a wise decision. Like I said, Bailey Ellis with his kicking duties, he puts that ball on a string. He's going to have absolute control in the second half. But anyway, we've still got 23 minutes left of this half, and Isaac McCormick will take the kickoff.
Yep, they're with the wind the first half, the Denman boys. It's a high kickoff. It's going straight down Bailey Ellis's throat, and he gives it to Romain Jackson, who goes forward all day, and he's hitting a good tackle there, 20 metres out from his own line. Big Luke Freebody over the top, and Brandon Walker underneath. Ball goes to Adam Bartholomew, and he's hit 20 metres, 30 metres out, I should say, from his own line. Trent Walker over the top there. Wooden at dummy half, back onto Jackson, and Jackson's hitting a good tackle from Brandon Walker. Good defensive player, Brandon Walker. He just turns his back after he makes that tackle. He doesn't look well, Brandon Walker. I think he's carrying that left shoulder and left arm, Reggie.
Yeah, definitely is.
You're just on halfway now. They get the ball onto Andrew Pritchard. He goes forward. He unloads to Henry. Henry, long ball out to Curtly Lewis, and he comes to Maxi Grecian. Good hit from Maxi Grecian early, Reggie. And Tommy Pickersgill over the top. It's the last. Well done to Maxi Grecian there. Here's Bailey Wooden, goes from dummy half himself on the last, and what a great hit. They've shut down that set of 6. Well, the Denman Devils.
Yeah, great defence there by Max Grecian.
I said earlier, Reggie, he's a good young player, Maxi Grecian. He doesn't shy away from the task in front of him. Well done. He's hit 2 of Muswellbrook's best players there in recent months, and that was one, Curtly Lewis. He hit him front on, and a lot of players he would have went straight over the top of. So to Max's credit, he stood firm there, and then Bailey Wooden tried the little short one, and he hit him down well. Ball's gone backwards in that play, and Denman are struggling to get to halfway.
Yeah, no, he's a great player, young Maxi Grecian. The only criticism I've got is sometimes he lets his frustration and temper get
That's
him.
it.
If you can keep that under control and keep tackling and defending like that.
Absolutely. Here's the Denman boys. They're still shy of halfway. Ball goes to Luisi. On to Andrew Nichols. He comes to... Gets over halfway, gets to about 40 metres out from the Rams line. Geez, he's a hard man to put down. I can't remember the last time I've seen Andrew Nichols go to ground. Trent Walker gets the ball out the back to Luisi. On to Isaac McCormack. He's running. He's tackled about 30, 40, 32 metres out. Centre field, it's the last. Ball goes from dummy half out to Sebastian Luisi. And Luisi puts a high bomb up and Bailey Taylor's under it. Yes, he does. He takes it exceptionally well, Bailey Taylor. And he's tackled there, and a good tackle there by Turufoa. Ball goes to Curtly Lewis at dummy half, and he takes off from dummy half. He runs straight into Maxi Grecian and Tommy Pickerskill. 22 metres out from his own line, 10 in from touch. Ball goes from Henry on to Brady Benkovic. Benkovic beats one, shuffles through another, and he makes a good 10 metres. Jack LeBrock looks a bit worse for wear down that side. Here's Curtly Lewis going to the sideline. They go to the short side. He's called a forward pass.
Oh,
no chance in hell that was forward.
Lockie Ballard even kept going with it.
Lockie Ballard didn't call that. That referee over there called it, the Newcastle referee.
I'd like to go back and see.
There's no chance in hell that was forward. And let me give you the tip. Daniel Ellis was gone for all money.
Yeah, well, Bailey Wooden's given it to the touch judge, but Bailey...
It wasn't Lockie Ballard's call, mate. No way it was Lockie Ballard's call.
Lockie Ballard was with that, and here you see,
No, that was a referee call straight away. So anyway, the Devils are very lucky there. Anyway, they get the scrum feed right on the 40-metre line, and the ball goes out to number 4, which is Jordan Menzies, and he's tackled 40 metres out from the Rams line. Pressure back on the Rams now after that. Here the ball goes to Trent Walker. Trent Walker gets it on to Luisi, the fullback, and Luisi's tackled well there by Benkovic and also Dylan Thorne. 35 metres out. Here's the big Tuafua. Gets the ball onto Andrew Nichols, and he's tackled there by Daniel Ellis, and the referee's found a forward pass there. Someone yelled out forward. I'm not sure if it was Lockie Ballard, but anyway, the Rams are going to have a scrum feed. So it's probably levelled itself out there, Reggie.
Yeah, most definitely, and a few hands on hips and hands on heads out there for Denman at the moment. It's not the side that I've seen play in many years gone by. It's definitely a newer side, and by all accounts, they've just got to get that cohesion.
Yeah, well, that's an issue for the Denman Devils. Trent Walker didn't play last week, so he always adds a little bit of an extra option for the Devils, and he has done so far today. When he's got the ball in his hand, Trent Walker, his go forward is exceptional. Here's a big fella that had a great game last week, Reggie. He scored 2 tries, Jason Haven. He is a fresh reserve today. So well done to big Jason. Ball goes to Dylan Thorne. Skips out of one. Gives it... no, he doesn't. He had plenty of support there, but he was tackled. Andrew Nichols is over the top. He's tackled. He did make it to halfway, but he's pushed back over the halfway line. Ball goes to Jason Havey, and Havey goes forward, and he's hitting a good tackle, but it was high by Andrew Nichols and Trent Walker over the top.
Trent Walker and Andrew Pritchard having a running feud here. It's been a lot of words. Trent Walker was lucky to make it back 10 metres on that last play, and they're still going at it right now.
Yeah, and to Andrew Pritchard's credit, he just grabbed the bottle of water and had a drink and didn't even retaliate, Pritch. So well done there. Muswellbrook penalty, and they fine touch. 22 metres out from the Devils' line. Trent Walker's still eyeballing Andrew Pritchard, Reggie. I'll give you the tip. Here's Michael Henry. Ball goes wide to Andrew Pritchard. No, the referee says we want to start that again. Someone's not happy out there, and Lockie Ballard's given a bit of a call. Jack LeBrock doesn't look too much longer for this game. Michael Henry gets the ball off the tap penalty, and the ball goes to Dylan Thorne, and Dylan Thorne gets the ball, and he's tackled by 3 Denman players right in front, 20 metres out. Options both left and right for Bailey Wooden. They go to the right-hand side of the field, short pass to Bailey Ellis, out the back to Bailey Taylor. Bailey Taylor comes inside a high tackle. That was a high tackle, dead set from Jordan Menzies. He takes the ball. Bailey Wooden 10 metres out. Here goes Jason Havey. He scored 2 tries last week, and he's always carried 3 or 4 plays. He's got great leg speed, Jason Havey. Great off the bench impact. Bailey Wooden long pass out to Bailey Ellis. Bailey Ellis long pass out to Curtly Lewis. Curtly Lewis steps, shows it one way, dummies in the next, and he's unloaded. No, he's lost the ball in the tackle. He was picked up by Andrew Nichols and Maxi Grecian, and he's lost the ball in that tackle 10 metres out from the Denman line.
got cramp, young Maxi Grecian at the moment. That's why they've got time off.
They did pick him up there, and I thought they might have been a little bit above the horizontal in that tackle on Curtly Lewis. But anyway, it's a Denman ball. Curtly Lewis gets up. He's rubbing the side of his head. But the Denman Devils will have this ball 15 metres out from their own lines, virtually in front to try and ruck it out. There's a Denman player down. Maxi Grecian is down on the sideline here. He's got bad cramp. I didn't know if we'd stop the game for cramp, Reggie.
Yeah, look, it's one of those things. Nico doesn't look too well, but I can tell you right now, you have not heard the end of this Trent Walker-Pritchard saga. They've been going at each other even now. It's going to explode.
No, I don't think so.
I reckon it will. I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it. We don't want to see it, but there's too much happening out there for it to not go a little bit further.
A bit of banter. Here's Tuafoa. He's tackled from the restart of play. He's tackled 20 metres out from his own line. The hooker there, Jared Jacobs, gets the ball and he gets it out to, who's that? Is that Menzies. Jordan Menzies? Yeah. Menzies, very hard to get down, Menzies, and he's hit finally by Zachy Webb. Short ball to Brandon Walker off the play the ball, and he's lost it, loose carry, but he's called a strip, and that was a true call, yes. Zach Webb break that out. So Denman will have a repeat set of 6 here. So let's see what they can do. 16 and a half minutes to go before half time. It's 16-0 in favour of the Rams, and the Devils will have the ball 40 metres out from the Rams line. Here's big free body off the tap. Goes forward and he comes into Bartholomew and he takes 2 or 3 players to get him down. And another penalty for a bit of extra work in the tackle. He's rubbed his face into it, and the referee has...
They've really clamped down on that this year.
Yeah. Absolutely. So a second penalty to the Devils. They've got a penalty now. They're 15 metres out from the Rams line. Here's free body again. The big fella runs forward straight into Jason Hovey and Adam Bartholomew. 8 metres out from the line. Trent Walker gets the ball out to Jack LeBrock, I should say, onto Tuafoa, and Tuafoa dances around. They go untouched. He's still going there. He's about 8 metres out and he's hitting a good tackle there directly in front. Jacobs at dummy half. Jacobs left and right option. They go on to Trent Walker, and Trent Walker's running freely. Comes to Bailey Ellis, and Bailey Ellis, with the help of who else is there? Zach Webb, tackled about 2 metres out from the Rams line. Jacobs at dummy half onto Brandon Walker. Brandon Walker throws a dummy, goes himself, unloads it onto Jacobs again. Out to Isaac McCormick. Isaac McCormick skips around. He goes sideways. He steps out of Michael Henry's tackle. Gets the Tuafoa onto Andrew Nichols, who's going to score into the corner. Well, they've only got themselves to blame there, the Rams. They went to sleep, and some ordinary defence allowed Denman to have too much free play. And there's Tuafoa giving it Tafua.
And young Brandon Walker's joined in on the bet with Pritchard. So the Walker brothers and Pritchard having a running battle out there at the moment.
That was too easy, Reggie, to be quite honest.
And then look, it wasn't even a real attempt there by Bailey Wooden for that tackle.
Yeah, hitting that player on his left-hand shoulder is not the most favourite spot for most defenders, unless they're left-handed. But for mine, that was just too easy. He's
Waitford down. Waitford's on the sideline.
Waitford's on the sideline, yeah. Well, he is the coach, but he's obviously not playing today. Too many Denman boys were allowed free room to move there, Reggie. They looked like they had spiders on them. It's fair income. And it finally went into Andrew Nichols' hands, and assuming Andrew Nichols from 10 metres out, no one's going to stop him. 1-on-1, to be quite honest. And he's going to try and convert his own try to take it to 16-6. He's right on the sideline here. 14 minutes to go in this first half. Rams need to regroup here. They had to show a little bit more urgency there. They give 2 straight penalties away, and that was uncalled for. So Nico here, we've got a good view of this, Reggie.
Big Mac, Nico.
He moves in. Beautiful kick from Andrew Nichols. He's put that over, the black dot. Beautiful kick. 16-6 to the Muswellbrook Rams. Not a lot of urgency showed there in defence for mine, Reggie. They needed to do better there.
Yeah. It's like as if they're just clocked off for a bit of a, part of that last 5 minutes. The same enthusiasm and intensity that we've seen.
Yeah, well, Clive Tafur, the front row, he just went back and forwards, and no one decided to take him to ground. And then they got the ball, along the hands, and finally went into Andrew Nichols' hands out wide here, and he scored from the restart.
17th Denman. For Denman, Thomas Meehan.
And here's Tafua. There is an I in his name. It must be silent.
Tafua, yeah.
Tafua. Denman trying to work the ball out there. Centre field, 25 metres out from their own line. Options left and right. Bows to Trent Walker, and Trent Walker, I like it when he runs himself. He certainly he's not afraid to take the line on. He gets to that was a dead set drop ball, not a rake for mine, and that was Bailey Ellis and Dylan Thorne in there. And Trent Walker gets up arguing the point with the referee and pleading his case, but he's ruled a lost ball, loose carry. I see Romain Jackson's on the sideline making his way back into the field along with Nathan Graham, and Nathan Graham is two players that are ready to go back on. Scrum food to the Rams. Gets it from Bailey Wooden at the base of the scrum. Gets it on to Bailey Taylor. And he's tackled centre field, 35 metres out from the Devils line. Bailey Wooden at dummy half. Short ball. No, he doesn't. He goes himself. Poor old Adam Bartholomew didn't get early ball there, so he was hitting a good tackle there straight away by the Denman boys. Here's Jason Hovey, goes forward, straight into Tafua, and he's tackled 20 metres out centre field from the Devils line. Wooden at dummy half. Options left and right. Who's he going to give it to? They go right to Bailey Ellis. Short pass out the back. No, good short pass, flat pass to Adam Bartholomew. He's a good hit in the tackle from Isaac McCormick. Ball goes to Jason Hovey here, 15 metres out. He takes his way about 3 metres out, and he's penalised the Denman boys for what? Swinging arm in the tackle. And poor old Jason Hovey is down there. It was dead set swinging arm. And Hoves is down there, only about 3 metres out from the Devils line.
Keep me up to speed with the rules in Group 21. If he takes a knock to the head on a foul play, is that a free interchange?
Well, it should be. It shouldn't.
Yes,
it is. They've put the X card there, and it's a HIA for Jason Hovey. And Heath Collins is walking him off the field. Yeah,
that's a smart move.
Here's Romain. Romain's going to go on. Romain Jackson's going to take Jason Hovey's place. That dead set free interchange. So the Rams will have the ball, Reggie, about 10 metres out from the Devils' line. 16-6 with 10.5 minutes to go here before half-time. Time back on. Ball goes on to Andrew Pritchard, and he charges towards the Denman line. He's tackled there by Jacobs and a couple of other Denman boys. 2 metres out. Wooden at dummy half. Short pass out to Dylan Thorne. He juggles it with the wraparound to Bailey Wooden, and Wooden gives the ball. That was a dead-set hospital pass to Benkovic. Went around his knees. I don't know what the hell was going on there. First of all, Dylan juggled it, and it went back to Bailey, and then Bailey threw a flat pass, and it just didn't make its target.
Mitchell Walker's also on the field for Denman at the moment. He's been out there since he's taken the field. He's been directing the defence and the attack.
Yeah,
he's a very good talker.
Well, the three Walker boys will work exceptionally well together. I hope Muswellbrook don't pay for this ordinary finish to that set of 6 there. It wasn't really a finish. They only got the one tackle.
The forwards for Muswellbrook have been very impressive in this first half.
Here's the ball. Denman brought the ball. Jack LeBrock gets the ball to Tafua. And he's hitting a good tackle from Benkovic, and Henry ball goes on to Walker, and that boy there is Mitchell Walker, the brother of Trent and Brandon. Hitting a good tackle, 38 metres out, and he gets up and has a little bit of a word to Bailey Wooden. Good tackle from Benkovic on Jack LeBrock. Cuts him down, 45 metres shy of halfway. Jacobs, they come down the short side. Lewis, he puts a boot to ball. Goes straight down Jackson Anshaw's throat, and great take from Jack O. He collected about 21 metres out from his own line. He stops and starts at the defensive line, and the Rams find themselves at the 30-metre line. I see Andrew Pritchard's now off, and Nathan Graham's gone onto the field at lock forward, Reggie. Zachy Webb, meanwhile, Zach Webb takes off from dummy half, and he gets up about 33 metres out centre field from his own line. Ball goes wide to Kurtley Lewis. Kurtley Lewis, short pass to Romain Jackson. It was not forward. The crowd yelled it out onto Daniel Ellis. Daniel Ellis gives an inside ball to Kurtley Lewis. Kurtley Lewis inside to Bailey Taylor. That was ordinary. They should have did better with that. Another chance has gone by the wayside. Denman come up with the ball 30 metres out from their own line, centre field. Not a great finish to that set there. All the great lead-up work, Reggie, just fell down there.
Yeah, Curtly Lewis should have backed himself then, I think.
Yeah, he's certainly making room every time he gets the ball out wide, Curtly, and he's finding Daniel Ellis giving Daniel Ellis plenty of room to move out there all the time.
He's got a good football head on him, though, I'll tell you that.
He has. He's a thinker, mate. He's certainly a very good player. Isaac McCormick now, he's got over halfway. Ball goes out to Jack LeBrock and the likes, and he's gone forward, and he's made it over halfway. Nathan Graham gets him. That was not a penalty. He lost that. He wrestled him to play the ball. He let him go, Nathan Graham, and he wrestled himself, Jack LeBrock. So that's a poor turnover to the Denman Devils. Yeah. Scrum food to the Rams, 40 metres out from their own line. As I was just saying, Reggie, I really like the look of Curtly. He's finding space for Daniel Ellis every opportunity he gets, and Tommy Pickersgill is having nightmares down this left wing since Maxi Grisham went off. Tommy Pickersgill has gone into the right wing spot, and he's facing up against Curtly Lewis and Daniel Ellis, and they're having a field day here. They've just got to finish off their sets a little bit better because they will score every day of the week.
Look, I'm not one to tell a coach what to do, and but having been around football enough, I think Curtly Lewis needs to stay with that combination of Daniel Ellis. They had Jacob Ellis there, but they separated, got speed either side. I know they do know each other, but Curtly just seems to provide that extra dynamic. Yeah,
look, I don't know if I'd go that far, but I know Curtly is a very flexible player, very versatile. He can play a number of positions. Here's the action now. The ball, Bailey Ellis has put the ball deep into the Denman half. He's got to bounce to the ball, and Jackie Henshaw, no, he just went into touch. Jeez, that was a good kick. Bailey Ellis kicked it early in the tackle count. Only the bounce of the ball beat Jackson Henshaw. I thought he retrieved that bounce, Reggie, and scored in the corner, but unfortunately went into touch. It's a Denman feed, 6.5 minutes to go. It's 16-6 in favour of the Rams.
Back to what you were saying about Curtly Lewis. You feel that he's versatile, like he's obviously shown us that over the past few weeks. You don't think that that's a good combination to separate the Ellis boys?
I wouldn't mind seeing him inside, but I know Michael Henry's a left-hand side player, and look, I've always said they've got the fastest back line in the competition, and it'd be great to see them get more early ball, the two Ellis brothers, and I like the look of Curtly, certainly like the look at him, and he really adds something to that defence out wide. He just belted Larisi down there in a great one-on-one tackle, Curtly Lewis. You know what, Reggie? When it's all said and done, it's a great option in Troy Hilder to have. Let's be fair dinkum. It's a good option for Troy to have. He knows Curtly is filling that role out left centre just as exceptionally well as Jacob Ellis does. Here's Trent Walker. He's brushed off 3 or 4 would-be tackles, gives the ball on to inside to Tafua, and Tafua was knocked down. That should be 6 to go, and it is. The 22 metres out from the Rams line. Terrible defence up the middle there by the Rams. Trent Walker found room to move. Here he is again down the left-hand side, the short side. He gets over the top of Bailey Ellis. He gives the ball to Tafua. Tafua slips as he steps off his right foot. They're tackled about 12 metres out from the Rams line, centre field. Ball goes to number 17. That's Tommy Mann. Tommy Mann takes the ball forward. 10 metres out, directly in front. Options left and right. Ball goes left to Isaac McCormick. McCormick hits the line. Great tackle from Adam Bartholomew. That was a try saver. Bailey Taylor over the top, 2 metres out. Jacobs with the ball onto Isaac McCormick. Puts the ball chip through. The Denman boy gets the ball and he puts it down and he's retrieved it. I thought it was a knock on or someone was offside there. But I think the referee's going to point to the spot here, Reggie.
The touch judge is still in the field.
He's going to point to the spot. He kicked the ball and then as he retrieved it, he passed it backwards. And I think that was little Jared Jacobs. That's a try to the Denman Devils in the corner. It is 16 points to 10.
Yeah, well, look, you look at the Muswellbrook body language out there and you've got to play to the whistle. You've got to play the ball. They obviously thought there was a knock-on because there was 2 people standing around that could have picked that up. The wingers has easily just picked it up and took 2 steps and put it down. Well,
I thought when he kicked the ball forward, I thought there was a Denman player offside for a start, but it's neither here nor there now. However, that all started from Trent Walker getting through 5 would-be defenders out on that left-hand side, and then making 30 metres, and then giving that inside ball to Fua, which was touched in flight, and just give them another set, 6 to go. And then Trent Walker took it upon himself to take the first hit up again after that down the left-hand side. Fair dinkum, Reggie, Trent Walker's not the biggest bloke in the world, but surely someone knows how to tackle him low.
It's very deceiving. His upper body strength is just absolutely
But that's
powerful.
it. If you're going to take him high, you're going to get shrugged off.
So that's what's happened. And, he did that years ago when he took Denman through to the Premiership. What was that? The longest grand final, 2015, 16, somewhere.
But he came off the bench that year, Trent Walker.
Yeah, no, that's towards the end of the season he did. He'd been starting all the time.
But the way Trent runs, he shows and goes all the time, Reggie. And I'm just surprised that the defence, whoever is marking up on him, you've only just got to slide in and build him low. If you elect to take Trent high, he will make you pay and embarrass you. You've got to hit him side on and just knock him down at the advantage line. And that, unfortunately, in that case there was 3 or 4 defenders that were embarrassed.
My number one thing is that they are playing to Denman today. They are, do have the upper hand at the moment, but they've got to start playing like they're playing Aberdeen every week and get their own sets down, because Aberdeen are a big threat at the moment to the competition, and a few injuries will see them go different, but Muswellbrook's got a great side. You've added Mike Henry into this side. First time I've seen him. He's done nothing wrong today. He's actually one of the better halves I've seen running around in Group 21 for a while. You've got Curtly Lewis, you've got Scrimmager to come back in, you've got Ellis to come back in. It's a great side.
And Jake Hardy.
Yeah.
Well, they led 16-0. They find themselves now 16 points to 10 up with a minute and a half, just under 2 minutes to go in this first half. And they've probably been their own worst enemies, finishing their sets of 6 off, and some poor options in the last 10 minutes here, the Rams. And they've now find themselves giving Denman a sniff back at this game. Here they are, running the ball out to Fur, gets the ball. He's 25 metres out centre field. He takes off, Jacobs takes off from dummy half. He's Jack LeBrock runs himself, and markers. The markers aren't working well at all in defence. There's a lot of gaps in behind the ruck. Romain Jackson takes that ball. Here's Trent Walker again, goes forward. He shows and goes all the time, but he still stands up and delivers to Isaac McCormick. Little chip over the top. Curtly Lewis is going to clean it up, is he? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. He gets wait for Bailey Taylor. And Bailey Taylor goes forward. He picks the ball up and he's tackled 40 metres out from his own line, centre field. Didn't look to be a lot of urgency there. Here's Curtly Lewis going forward. He runs in. It's one-on-one rake. And it's a penalty.
No, that was one-on-one.
That was a one-on-one, and the ball went backwards. And, that could have went. That's a 50-50 that went the Rams' way there, Reggie.
The referee wasn't actually watching at that point.
No, he was waiting for Lockie Ballard to give him a call there.
No, to Nico's credit, he was the first one there, and he just stripped that. Here's
the Rams with the benefit of a good 50-50 call to them, and Curtly Lewis takes the ball forward, and he runs into Mitchell Walker and knocks him well out of the road, gets up laughing, finished off well by Jacobs. Ball goes out to the right-hand side of the field and gives to Nathan Graham, and now another penalty to the Rams, and I think they're going to they're looking to take 2 points. Yes, they are. With 20 seconds to go, I've seen Dylan Thorne, Reggie, say, let's just take the 2 and wind this clock down for half time. Yeah. And they're going to take the 2 points. Bailey Taylor will come forward to try and convert this penalty.
Well, when it comes to the Muswellbrook side, mate, I refer to it as a squad because there's so many people that can play different positions. Their squad, you've got Adam Gretsch out as well. If Adam Gretsch was in that, you've got to have a fresh bench on that whole side. I'm not a big fan of it, but you've got that many quality players at the moment to choose from. That's a good problem for Troy Hilder to have.
Very good problem, and he's got a lot of players out there that, like you said, very versatile, and he's got. I still believe in this side. I believe the side can do it, mate, and they can just to be a little bit more patient, have a little bit more enthusiasm with their sets. Finishing their sets off is the issue. Here's Bailey Taylor to move in to try and make that, and it's waved away, and he sliced that off the boot, and that looked like one of my 3 irons, Reggie. Just went straight right off the boot, and he missed that. It's half time. 16 points to 10 in favour of the Muswellbrook Rams, and they haven't scored a point since about the 20-minute mark. So it's a good comeback by the Denman Devils, and we'll be back shortly with all the second half action.
Welcome back for the second half of the Muswellbrook taking on Denman first grade clash for the Ron Lanesbury and Neil Barry Shield, of course, on the line today. 16-10 at half-time. Great start to the match from Muswellbrook. They did die off there late in the second half, Benko, but like you said, they're just hanging off Trent Walker too much.
Trent Walker's been a sensational for the Denman boys. I give his brother Brandon a bit of a hit as well. They've both played exceptionally well. So too is Tafua, the front rower, along with also Luisi at fullback, and also Isaac McCormick. They've done exceptionally well. Just hanging off Trent Walker, and if you give Trent Walker room to move, and with the options that he's got and the runners that will support him, you just can't be that lazy in defence, and Trent Walker will make you pay. And so far, he's got this team back into the game at 16-0 down, and Trent Walker's been instrumental in getting that Denman side back 10 points. They're only 6 points down.
For me, Romain Jackson for Muswellbrook's been outstanding.
Yeah, he's had limited time on the field, but he's been exceptional. I think the whole Muswellbrook side, they look good, mate. When they just get a little bit lazy there a couple of times there, and it's only been on a couple of occasions they've let Trent back into the game. And on one occasion when Andrew Nichols scored down the right hand side of this field, it was just lazy lead up work and defensive work by the Rams that allowed the Denman boys to run across field untouched, look for some room to move, and they've made Muswellbrook pay. So they need to pick their game up. They're better than that. Here's to Luisi, gives the ball on to Tafua, and Tafua gets the ball, charges back into the Rams defensive line. 15 metres out from his own line. Off the kickoff, he goes to Tommy Mann, and Tommy Mann puts the ball down. That's an early break for the Rams. 12 metres out from their own line. I think Trent Walker's down now, Reggie. He got hit in the aftermath of that Thomas Mann run where he dropped the ball, and Trent found himself in the firing line somewhere. He's certainly down seeking attention. I think Heath Collins from Muswellbrook has given Trent some attention there. He's holding his head, Reg.
Yeah, no, so was Pritchard.
They might have had an accidental head clash. There's no question there that there might have been a little bit of a head clash between Andrew Pritchard and Trenny Walker. And that will be a major, major blow to the Denman boys. We've just spoken for a minute or two there about the impact Trent has had on this game so far and allowing Denman to get back into it.
Yeah, Trent's one of the ones that it takes a bit for him to go down. So
yeah, I really rate him as a footballer, Trent. He's a thinker, and he sweeps both sides of the ruck, and he can sniff out a try, he can sniff out a gap everywhere. And just when you think the team is going nowhere, Trent gets the ball in his hands and he takes the team forward, and I like it. I like it a lot.
Well, in the back play here, we've got...
Yeah, he's holding his head as he gets up.
Henry and Wooten are making a plan out here. I was just about to ask you, if you're half-back off this scrum, which way do you go and what do you do?
Well, you know what, Reggie? I'd go left-hand side of the field. I'd give it to Kirtley onto Daniel Ellis and also Mick Henry on the fringe there. They're very potent out on that left-hand side of the field. But you know what, Reggie? They've just got to be patient. Run through their structure, run through their sets, and finish them off really well. Look for a repeat set of 6 if they, if they find themselves still 5 metres out on the last. Look for that repeat set of 6 instead of just throwing a silly pass.
And that's great sportsmanship. As you said, Heath Collins, of course, attending to Trent Walker there. That's great sportsmanship that you see that happening. Well,
the Rams are going to find themselves with a scrum third directly in front, 12 metres out from the Devils line. Can they make the Devils pay for that poor ball security? Tommy Mann was unfortunately there. Tommy didn't get a great pass and he spilled it. So here we go. The Rams have got options left and right. We've got Zach Webb out here from the scrum first receiver. Well, they've got Dylan Thorne standing right on the fringe there, and the ball goes to Dylan. No, it doesn't. Goes behind to Michael Henry. Long pass out to Kirtley Lewis. And look, Andrew Nichols read it to a T, Andrew Nichols. He knew Kirtley Lewis was going to get that ball, so he was up in Kirtley Lewis's face. And he raked that ball out. And on this occasion, he didn't get the benefit of the doubt. And the referee's called loose carry against Kirtley. And... first tackle, they've spooled it, they've coughed it up.
I said it in the first half, Nico is a specialist for the one-on-one strip. And both of those boys, it is a fantastic matchup. You really want to see that come semi-time.
Well, did you see what happened, mate? The ball went from Michael Henry and he threw a very long pass. And look, Andrew Nichols, he just zeroed in on Kirtley. He knew Kirtley was going to get the ball, and so he just went straight into his face right from the outset and forced the error. Here's Tommy Pickersgill getting the ball, and he's tackled by Bailey Ellis and Andrew Pritchard, 25 metres out from his own line, and I think that Jordan Menzies takes off from dummy half. Jake is at dummy half. They're 32 metres out, Denman. That was a let-off for them. Trent Walker gets the ball again, goes through Adam Bartholomew, and before Ramon Jackson tackles him with the help of Zach Webb, just shy of halfway, 10 in from touch. Ball goes to Mitchell Walker, and Mitchell Walker comes to Andrew Pritchard, and he's tackled. Still shy of halfway. Jacobs at dummy half. Brock, first receiver, gets a long ball out there to Luisi. Luisi gets the ball out to Andrew Nichols, and he's hitting a good tackle. Another tackle, that match-up you're talking about. Nichols in against Kirtley Lewis, and Andrew Nico gets up with a little bit of a leg injury there. Jack LeBrock gets the ball, and he takes it, and he tries to kick it downtown. It goes straight into the back of Brady Benkovic, who turned his back, so it wasn't a charge down for mine, so that should be a Rams ball. And it is. The referee's signalled a Rams feed, 40 metres out from their own line. And Andrew Nichols is still down over there. He might have twisted his ankle in that tackle from Kirtley Lewis. And as you said, Reggie, that match-up all day's been sensational.
Yeah, he hasn't got good ankles there at the best of times, Nico. And he's.
I'll tell you now, he's not long for finishing this game, Nico. He'll try and run it out, Nico, but he's dead set struggling.
And the other notable thing, after that last run, Trent Walker came towards the sideline and signalled that he wasn't good. He's staying out there. He's a hard player, but...
You know what? If they're smart, they should have went straight back down to Andrew Nichols' side of the field, Reggie. Yeah. Here's Kirtley Lewis, get the ball from the scrum, goes through one, goes for another, and it's raked out by Isaac McCormack, and it's a turnover right on the halfway. It was one-on-one strip out there, and Mitchell Walker fell on that ball, so it's a Denman ball again. Couple of really poor turnovers from both sides. Tafua gets that ball and he's belted back over his own side of field to play in the halfway here. Here's Mitchell Walker, and he takes the ball forward, and he's hitting a good tackle from Adam Bartholomew, Bailey Ellis over the top. They're inside the Muswellbrook half now. Ball goes to Tafua. He runs straight into Dylan Thorne, shrugs him off, and he comes to Zach Webb. He makes it over the 40-metre line. First receiver there. Who's number 15? It doesn't. It goes out the back to Trent Walker. He shuffles around, goes sideways again, gives a long ball out to Nico, who's on one leg. He's still struggling. He comes to Kirtley Lewis again. Puts him down 35 metres out from the Muswellbrook line. Ball goes out the back to Jack LeBrock. Long pass over to Isaac McCormack onto Tafua. Tafua comes to Zach Webb. He's got a hand free, but he doesn't pass it. It's the last. Good set of six defensively from Muswellbrook. Isaac McCormack gets the ball. He puts a bomb. It's coming backwards, actually, because of the wind, and it goes straight into Tommy Mann's hands, and it's the last. Muswellbrook didn't touch the ball, so that's the last. It'll be a turnover to the Rams. That ball went backwards in the air, Reg. It started to come back to poor old Isaac McCormack.
Well, that window's just picked up again.
Oh, it's massive. Here's a short pass to Benkovic. No. They restarted again.
Just pay attention to the Muswellbrook markers. Their marker defence has not been on par today at all.
No, they've got to tidy up that inside of the ruck. They're round behind the ruck. Benkovic gets the ball. He gets over his own 20-metre line, centre field. Hitting a good tackle from Mitchell Walker. Goes down the blind, the short side, and a big tackle there from... he goes straight over the top of Tommy Mann, Dylan Thorne, and Tommy Mann is worse for wear there. He's carrying the left shoulder. Ball goes to Kirtley Lewis. He's hitting a good tackle there. He makes it to the 40 line from Tommy Pickersgill from Denman. Gets up, good play the ball. Long pass out to Michael Henry. Michael Henry puts a low, short kick downtown, and Luisi gets the ball from Denman. He's inside his own 20, goes across field. He's still running, comes to Adam Bartholomew, who just trips him up with a Zach Webb to finish him off. 22 metres out from his own line, centre field. Who's that young fella, Reggie? I didn't get him.
I can't see his number at the moment. I think it might be number 2.
That's not Max Grushin.
No.
That's number 5. That's Joshy Farley, and he got up and he's hurt his ankle in that tackle, and he got up to play the ball, and he made an absolute meal of it. So it's a turnover to the Rams, 32 metres out, directly in front of the Denman line. So here's a break for the Rams. Can they capitalise on it and skip further ahead? 34 minutes to go in this second half into the match, and it's 16-10 in favour of the Denman, in favour of the Muswellbrook Rams.
Bailey Taylor out the back there making some plans for this off this scrum. Look, I'd be using Kirtley Lewis, like you said. Put him one-on-one with Nico. Nico's ankle, of course, he's favouring it at the moment. Still not in the best condition, but I'd be putting him on one-on-one with Nico right now.
Josh Farley, the young winger, Hasn't seen a lot of ball, but anyway, the poor bugger is coming off now. Maxi Grushin's coming on to take his spot. I don't know if it's cramp or if he's done something more sinister, Reggie.
Can't really pick up on it there. He's just
Rams food. Bailey Ellis gets a ball, comes down to this right hand side of the field, comes to Zach Webb, and Zach Webb goes under Jordan Menzies, and Max Grushin comes in to finish him off 20 metres out from the Devils line. Bailey Wooden at dummy half. Ball goes out to Bailey Ellis, short pass to Pritchard, and Pritchard goes. Great pass to Romain Jackson, who's tripped up. He tripped over himself. He's holding his hamstring, Romain Jackson. I don't know. That looks a bit worrying. Anyway, Bailey Wooden gets the ball onto Dylan Thorne, runs, charges straight down to the middle. He's only got to find his feet and he's going to score. He does, and he trips over again. Only a metre out. Wooden at dummy half. Long pass out to Michael Henry. Out the back pass to Bailey Taylor, and Bailey Taylor's, geez, that was well read by Andrew Nichols there, Reggie. 12 metres out. Here's Curtly Lewis, goes down the short side and he goes over the top of Jack LeBrock, but he's hitting the final tackle. It's the last in this set. Long pass out to Michael Henry from dummy half. He puts the kick through and it's well retrieved by Luisi, and Luisi gets the ball. What a great run from Luisi and a good tackle from Romain Jackson. They're only 12-15 metres out from their own line, Denman, but they held onto that set really well. Great pick-up from Luisi at fullback there, Reggie.
Yeah, definitely. He picked it up on the fly.
Here's Menzies, takes the ball forward there. And he gets to about his own 30-metre line. He's hit by a three-man tackle. Webb underneath and a couple of boys over the top. Jacobs at dummy half, short ball to Tafua, and Tafua runs into the defence. And he's hitting a good tackle, but he still unloads it to LeBrock. LeBrock gets the ball onto Mitchell Walker, and Mitchell Walker goes forward, and he's hit by Benkovic and Thorne, with Michael Henry in there to help as well. They're short on that left-hand side, Reggie. Nichols is calling for the ball. LeBrock gets it on that right-hand side. He puts a low kick. It's going towards the line. That's going to beat them all into touch. It's about 25 metres. He finds touch. It's a Muswellbrook feed. Good defence set there by the Rams, Reggie, and Denman struggling to go forward. And I saw Trent Walker is off the field, Reggie, and that could be half the problem.
Yeah, Tafua, of course, there are another 2-3 hit-ups in that set. He's been doing it all day, and the bloke's got a big tank on him. I haven't seen him come off yet.
No, he reminds me a lot of Jimmy Standing from Aberdeen, Reggie. Yeah, he goes forward at every opportunity. He drags about 3 or 4 defenders with him. Trent Walker is off the field for the Denman Devils, and certainly their go forward has suffered from that. It's a Rams feed. Michael Henry will feed the ball here, 22 metres out from his own line. He gives it on to Zachy Webb. Webb takes the ball forward.
He's in that tackle.
Trent Walker?
Yep.
Oh, I must be soon things. Fair income.
He's the second marker.
Oh, he's number 16. My apologies. I was thinking that was Brandon. Oh, Mitchell, sorry. He is on the field, yes. So the 3 Walker boys are out there. Bad call from me. Tommy Mann in that tackle, and the Rams find themselves just shy of halfway. And that was Andrew Pritchard taking the ball up. Here's Bailey Ellis with the ball. He's put a flat, low kick down. It's going to go towards the goal post. It's not going to find the dead ball line. So here's Luisi. He gets the ball. He picks it up. He charges into the Muswellbrook defence. Good one-on-one tackle there from Romain Jackson and also Adam Bartholomew over the top. Here's Walker, dummy half, gets it on to Jordan Menzies, and Menzies charges at the Muswellbrook line. He's hitting a good tackle by 3 or 4 of the boys. 25 metres out, centre field. Jacobs goes to dummy half. He comes in behind the ruck, and he's hit with Bailey Wooden, who wrestles him to the ground. 40 metres out, centre field. Brandon Walker goes to dummy half. Mitchell Walker gives it on to Brandon. That was lost. Cold as a spud for me. That was a loose carry, but he called it and stripped the referee. And so the Denman Devils will have a repeat set of 6 here right on halfway. Muswellbrook have to be careful here, Reggie.
Yeah, no, it's just been really flat for him in the last part of that first half, and now they just seem to be falling into that lull. They've just got up the enthusiasm and intensity. And
that was a good kick for touch by Isaac McCormick. He's made about 30 metres. What a great kick. Here's Andrew Nichols, takes a ball off the tap, restart, and gets underneath and gets over the top as Brady Benkovic. Bailey Wooden down below. From dummy half, here's Tafua. Tafua gets the ball, runs across field, hitting a good tackle. He slips out of it, but he's tackled right under the goal post, 8 metres out. Options both left and right. Isaac McCormick gets the ball, flicks it back inside to LeBrock. LeBrock comes to Andrew Pritchard, and he's tackled about 2 metres out from the Rams line. A try here will make it very interesting. Ball goes to the left-hand side of field to Walker. Walker short pass over to Luisi, who gives it on to number 4 there, which is Jordan Menzies. And Menzies wrestled down. They're holding firm, the Rams. He dummies Brandon Walker, and he tries to slip over himself, and he's very, very close. It's the last tackle. A repeat set of 6 here. Denman need badly. Menzies a dummy half. Out the back to Luisi. Luisi crossfield kick. It goes across. It comes off. It came off the boy of Walker. But the Denman player who tried to retrieve that ball was dead set in front of him. So the referee correct ruling there. It looked a bit dangerous. I thought Mitchell Walker, he could have perhaps caught that ball, Reggie. Michael Henry kicking the ball for touch right from under his own goalpost. He finds it about 28 metres out from his own line. Very interesting set of 6 there by the Denman boys. They could have perhaps scored that. Here's Curtly Lewis. Scored from that set, I should say.
Yeah, for me, again, it's the market defence for Muswellbrook. That's why they got the momentum then, Denman, in that set of 6. The market defence just wasn't sharp. They were just actually filling a position. It was like as if it was a break to be at market, where you got to work.
Well, they held firm, to their credit. They held firm. Brandon Walker there read that play really well there, but he did give the penalty away, him and his brother Trent. Brandon Walker saw Dylan Thorne getting that ball out the back there, and he ran up into his face, and he tackled him low, and Dylan's got up with a bit of a leg injury, a bit of a niggle into his ankle, but they got the penalty, so the Rams are right on the attack here again. Curtly Lewis takes the ball forward. He comes to Andrew Nichols. Geez, that's been a great battle. 25 metres out from the Devils line. He's tackled 3 players to get him down. One of them was Mitchell Walker. Gets up. Bailey Wooden gets the ball onto Michael Henry. Short flat pass to Andrew Nichols. He charges through 1, charges through 2, and he's going to go over and score a try.
Pritchard, not Nico.
What did I say? Andrew Nichols. Andrew Pritchard it is from Muswellbrook Rams. He left a number of Denman bodies lying on the floor there as he charged over. A good run from Andrew Pritchard, and that was straight off a penalty to the Rams.
And that just came out of nowhere once again, just simple football. Bodies in motion, hitting the gaps, and it was a beautiful ball. They've just got to be sharp around their defence. That market defence is letting them down all day today, so if they're going to play like that against the side like Aberdeen coming into the finals, they really need to be on their A game. That momentum really piggied back Denman down the other end. But again, 2 penalties against Denman. They've put Muswellbrook in striking distance, and you got someone like Pritchard. Like I said, he's had a fantastic game today.
They needed it.
Yeah, my word.
So here's Bailey Taylor, going to try and make the extras, take it to a 22 points to 10 lead. That he does. 25 and a half minutes to go in this match here. 22 points to 10 in favour of the Rams. And Reggie, the only thing missing here right now is snow.
The only thing we're missing is a heater, mate, or an electric blanket. There is dead set. That chill is coming off. That's coming off something fresh. There's got to be snow at Barrington.
It's ridiculously cold.
Well, there is snow at Bathurst.
Wouldn't surprise me, mate. Well, the Rams needed that, Reggie, because they were on the back foot there, and both sides were guilty of finishing their poor sets of 6 there, but they needed that really badly. So let's get out of here safely. Great run from Dylan Thorne. Well retrieved from Michael Henry off the kickoff. Dylan Thorne. That's the Dylan Thorne. That was a tackle over the top from Freebody. That could have been a penalty to the Rams. But that's the Dylan Thorne I want to see. That's a late tackle. That's a dead set flop, and that'll go against Brandon Walker. And Trent Walker has given one to Bailey Wooden as well. Michael Henry comes in, and the 3 Walker boys. There you go, Reggie. Brandon, Trent, and Mitchell.
Yeah, that was a bit uncalled for. I think he knows it too, Trent. I told you that Niggle's been going. It's still going now. It's
yeah, I don't think there's anything sinister in it, to be quite honest. Look, they're all smiling, and look, it's the way it is. And
that last part, that actual head rip, could see him in the sin bin, technically. There was nothing too untoward in it. There was a bit of swinging arm, but that last attempt on the head was pretty silly. Just a brain snap there.
There was no need for it.
Yeah.
Simple. So they're giving a penalty away. They had the Rams there pegged down in their own half. So here's Michael Henry kicking for touch.
I think that's going to really ignite Muswellbrook. I think the floodgates could open here.
Well, here's Curtly Lewis. Made good ground. He's going to go straight back into that Denman line from the tap. Looks to go. He's going across field and he's hitting a good tackle there from Isaac McCormick and Trent Walker and also brother Brandon. Their centre field options both left and right. Bailey Ellis gets the ball, gives a short pass on to Bartholomew, and Bartholomew's tackled 25 metres out from the Denman line. Bailey Wooden takes off from dummy half, gives the ball on to Brandon Walker, and Brandon Walker absolutely upended Bailey Wooden there. Could have been a late penalty. Romain Jackson gets the ball. He's tackled, gives it out to the left-hand side onto Michael Henry. Short pass onto Curtly Lewis and gives it on to Daniel Ellis, who scores in the corner. They could have went either way. Brandon Walker came in and certainly picked Bailey Wooden up prior to that backline movement by the Rams, Reggie. It was a late hit for mine, but anyway, Muswellbrook have made them pay, and I think you'll call about the floodgates opening from that piggyback penalty out of their own half, the Rams, from that indiscretion by Brandon Walker to start with. Well, they've made them pay, and they've skipped away to a 26 points to 10 lead here now with 23 minutes to go in this match.
Yeah, it's easy red. If you know the football, if you've been following Group 21, you could see that coming. The frustrations crept into the game. They're behind on the scoreboard. A bit of aggression in that tackle, and then they were slow getting back on side. It doesn't take Einstein to see that was going to happen with Muswellbrook scoring in that set of 6. They were still getting back on side from that kick for touch. Brendan and Trent have just got to keep their head. I know Mitchell does get into it a bit when you're talking about the Walker brothers. They just need to slow it down, and otherwise they're doing not themselves any harm, they're doing their team harm, and that's the number one thing. It's a team sport. When
they take the ball forward, Reggie, the Walker boys, they look very good indeed, especially Trent and him.
But it's when this crap into it.
And let's be fair dinkum, it is crap, and there's no need for it. Their football is much better than that. Here's Bailey Taylor looking to convert. It does. It hits the upright and just scrambles over the crossbar. He's kicked it from the sideline.
Into the wind.
Well done, BT. 28 points to 10, 22 and a half minutes to go in this match. Can they add this? Can they really put it paid to the Denman boys here and finish this match off in good style? Not let them back into the game.
Look, I think they'll carry on with it from here, and I just think discipline's going to creep into it for Denman. Just from years gone by, watching the style of football and the frustration that creeps in, I think we're going to see a few more penalties. And
Reggie, you know what I'm thinking? I don't know if this referee will put up with any more garbage, much garbage in this game. He might send someone to the binny and just put an end to the garbage altogether. Ball goes again from Michael Henry. Sorry to cut you off there. Dylan Thorne gets the ball and charges forward. Do you want to finish?
Yeah, no, he hasn't done a bad job, this guy.
No, he has. He's done exceptionally well. I still don't, and my apologies, I don't know his name, so, apologies to him. Here's Curtly Lewis, has had a fair game out wide in that role vacated by that week's suspension to Jacob Ellis. Ball goes on to Benkovic now from dummy half to Bailey Wooden. He goes forward and he comes under a high shot and he's picked up. No, he's forced backwards there. Two of the Walker boys, I think, are in that tackle. The whole three of them are there. And he gets the penalty from Trent and he gets up and... the three Walker boys are involved in that tackle, and to his credit, the young fella, he got up fighting for the quick play of the ball, and
mate, the Denman team on the sideline, the Denman officials could see this coming. So I said the penalties will now start to unravel, and I just hope that it doesn't boil over and see someone hurt or.
Yeah. It's interesting, just a sidelight to it all. Reggie, it's interesting. Here's Benkovic taking the tap forward and he runs straight into the Denman defence. I'm surprised that Bailey Ellis is not kicking for touch anymore. Young Michael Henry has taken those duties off the penalty, and Bailey Ellis has got a hell of a big boot on him. And I just, it's only a little thing, but Michael's doing exceptionally well. Don't get me wrong, but it's one of those things that you pick up on. Oh, there's an incorrect play of the ball. What? I haven't seen that since week 3. So the referee has now said that was an incorrect play of the ball. Well, you can knock me down with a feather, fair dinkum. So there's a turnover for the Rams, against the Rams, I should say, and Denman have got the ball. Isaac McCormick's going to kick for touch. It's 28 points to 10 with 20 minutes to go here in this match. There's a turnover that certainly breathed a sigh of relief into the Denman boys because Muswellbrook were feeding him right on the attack. Here's the ball. Jacobs gets the ball to Freebody, and Freebody runs into the defence. Good low tackle from Adam Bartholomew. Ramon over the top, and Bailey Ellis in there as well. Ball goes to Trent Walker from first receiver. Gives the ball to Tafua, and Tafua goes under a high shot, but not missed from Dylan Thorne. Not missed by the referee. And he falls down, Tafua. Even the referee's got a little bit of a smile on his face for that.
He was having a laugh too. Tafua just did that as a joke.
That was funny. That looked like something out of the Portugal-Spain game in the World Cup.
I was just about to reference that as well.
That looked like that.
Hasn't it been terrible?
Oh, no, don't get me started. Here's Jacobs with the ball to Brandon Walker. Brandon Walker with the ball goes straight to Bailey Ellis, and Bailey Ellis, yes, he gets him down. Good tackle around the legs. Zach Webb over the top. They give the penalty away. He's grabbed his leg. Yeah, look, they're calling for 10 in the bin. Yeah. Bailey Ellis might find himself in the bin here, Reggie.
Only as a victim of circumstance.
Dylan Thorne's come over to question that.
As a victim of circumstance, that would have been if Bailey Ellis went, because he's done nothing wrong. It's just repeat offences.
I like what Dylan's done here. He slowed the ball down right down to suit the Rams' defensive line, because they didn't need to quick play the ball there. They didn't need to quick play the ball, but good thinking from Dylan. He questioned the referee, which slowed him down and allowed their defensive line to set. Ball goes to Trent Walker, back inside to Freebody, and Freebody gets the ball 5 metres out from the Rams' line.
And again, that man Bartholomew.
They're going to go down the short side. Oh, and Brandon Walker went without the ball. Just got a right hand to it. Trent went around the back of him. I thought the ball was going to go to Trent, but Brandon ran the decoy lead and swung his hand out and knocked it down. So that's come to absolutely nothing there, that little bit of attack by the Denman Devils. So the Rams are off the hook there. They're going to have a scrum feed, 10 metres out from their own line, 20 metres in from touch. 18 minutes to go, and it's 28 points to 10, Reggie.
Do you want me to make a call?
Yeah, go on.
Penalty in this set of 6 to Muswellbrook.
You reckon?
Yep.
I don't know. Zach Webb gets the ball from the scrum base, who runs into Brandon Walker. Good tackle from Brandon, but he goes on with it.
That's
second and third movement. Ball goes out to Michael Henry. Long pass out to Curtly Lewis. Steps inside Andrew Nichols. He runs again. He goes, boots 1, he boots 2, and Brandon Walker comes over the top to finish him off. Here's another third movement in the tackle. Brandon Walker will go. I reckon he's not far off going to the bin here, Reggie.
Do you reckon? Did I call
you were spot on. I reckon he'll go to the bin. I reckon he's going to say to get. He's not. I think that's about the 5th penalty Brandon Walker has gone against.
He's going, and that's the thing. You watch enough Group 21 and see the same players, you predict what's going to happen.
You know, and in all fairness, you know, watching and calling the game, Brandon has been involved, and he has. He's been given 10 minutes in the bin, and look, you know, the kid can play football, but there's no question at least 5 or 6 penalties have been directly as a result of Brandon's misdemeanours and indiscretions in the play of the ball.
They just overcommit, mate. That's all it is. They get that frustration, and it's just keeping their heads. Yeah. Honestly, and unfortunately,
so
good, like you said, good footballers.
They are
clean footballers, but when this happens, it just unravels.
They're very competitive footballers, mate. But you know, it's just that little bit of discipline at the back end of the tackles and in the tackles and in the ruck. They just got to get it out of the game and get on with it. Seriously. Here's Michael Henry going to kick for touch, and it's a very, very good kick. He's made about 30 metres there, and the Rams are going to have the ball. Curtly Lewis again going to get the ball from the tap-off. He's going to get it on his own 40-metre line. He runs straight into Tafua with Andrew Nichols there to help, and Mitchell Walker as well. So they're 32 metres out from the Devils line. Lewis gets up and plays it to Wooden. Short pass to Henry. Out the back to Dylan Thorne. He runs straight into Luke Freebody, and the big fella knocked him sideways. What's he called? Has he called a shoulder charge? It's a little bit high, he said. Trent Walker's questioning. I don't know.
Trent's not the captain. That's where he has to be careful.
Well, who is the captain, Andrew or Isaac McCormack?
Andrew Nichols is.
Andrew Nichols is the captain. So the Rams have got another penalty there, 30 metres out, directly in front. Dylan's looking to take the ball forward again. No, Ramon is. They're taking the tap. Ramon takes the ball forward to Luke. Oh, that's a high shot. Straight under Luke Freebody. How did he get away with that one? That was worse than the one before, Reggie. I reckon Luke Freebody might find himself in the bin here, Reg. Dead set high shot straight over the top of Ramon Jackson's throat.
It's 2 in a row, yeah. Look, you would be seeing a sin bin. any day of the week, but not today.
Reggie, look, if I'm fair dinkum, I thought last Thursday night's game it was some really ordinary defence by the Denman boys. I thought every tackle it was around the melon. They were lucky to get away with as many as they did last week. Here's Andrew Pritchard playing the ball 15 metres out. Ball goes on to Brady Benkovic, and great little play there. Short, flat pass to him. He finds himself 9 metres out from the Devil's line. He was tackled by Mitchell Walker. Ball goes out there to Wooden. Wooden gives the ball to Dylan Thorne, and Dylan Thorne goes under. A good tackle from Jacobs with free body over the top. Wooden gets the ball. They come to the right-hand side of the field onto Ellis. Sweeping play onto Adam Bartholomew. Throws a no-look pass, and it goes to ground. Picked up by Zachy Webb. Gives it on to Bailey Taylor, and he's upended there. Someone's down injured out there. The referee calls a halt to play. One of the Denman boys, I think it's Jared Jacobs, he got belted in the head out there in a tackle, Reggie. He finds himself down there, and also Andrew Nichols might have got a cork or something to his leg, Andrew Nichols, so he's hobbling off. Who's coming on? It might be Jason Havey. Big Jason Havey's coming on for Andrew Pritchard. I called him Andrew Nichols again.
You did. That's even the captain.
Can you just elbow me next time I do that, please?
I've only got one elbow, and if you swing at me, I'll make good. Denman have got a great side. I mean, I've spoken about how good...
There's some injuries out there. There's some injuries. Jake Miller, unfortunately, got 3 weeks.
It's the discipline.
It is the discipline, and I saw it firsthand last Thursday night, Reggie, and I'm not going to pull any punches. They are a better side when they get down and knuckle down to play some football. Pritchard's down here on the sideline. I don't know if it's cramp, Reggie. Is it cramp?
Yeah.
I think he's been struck down badly for some cramp.
Having a close look there, I think it's called old age.
Reggie, I see BC Collins on the sideline here. I didn't notice that Brody was a reserve from reserve grade backing up for first grade. Well done to him.
Well, you've got Jacob Kennedy as well down here.
Yeah, Jay.
I don't know whether you use them. These boys need a bit of match fitness together.
I think Troy might give him a run with about 10 minutes to go. Just see how they go. Here's a ball from the tap. Short ball to Jason Havey. He scored 2 tries last Thursday night, and he was an absolute handful there for the Denman defence. It's the last now. Centre field, 3 metres out from the line. What are they going to do? Long pass out to Michael Henry. Puts the kick through, and it goes straight into the hands of Tafua, the front rower for Denman. Not the greatest kick by Michael. Denman ball. They were let off the hook there. Here's Trent Walker. He goes forward again. Goes under a high shot, a second high shot. Why don't they tackle him around the legs? He gives it on to his brother Mitchell, who 2 boys tackle him. Finally get Mitchell to ground. One was Hovey, one was Benkovic. That goes out to the left-hand side of the field to Fua. Did you see that, Reggie? 2 blokes tried to tackle Trent Walker high, and he shrugged them both off. He's LeBrock gives the ball on to Luisi. Luisi gives the ball out to Jordan Menzies. He's going for a run. He goes and he tries to go over the top of Zach Webb. He trips him up, but Bailey Ellis comes in to finish him off with the help of Bartholomew, Anshaw, and Bailey Ellis again. He gets over halfway. Ball goes out to Trent Walker. Trent Walker gives a short pass out the back to Jack LeBrock onto Freebody. Freebody comes to Michael Henry, and Henry one-handed pass Freebody onto Andrew Nichols, and he drags Benkovic and also Daniel Ellis up over halfway. Jack LeBrock at dummy half goes out to Isaac McCormick. Midfield bomb, if that's what you can call it, was the worst kick you've ever seen in your life. Jackson Anshaw gets the ball. It went to ground, it gets the ball, and it comes on to Maxi Grushin, and he tackles and wrestles Jackson Anshaw to ground. 35 metres out from his own line, and it's a penalty to Muswellbrook from another indiscretion in the play the ball against Denman.
Freebody just pulled off one of the most miraculous passes I've seen from a front rower.
Brilliant. He's probably seen the worst midfield bomb in your life by Isaac McCormick. Here's Muswellbrook now. They get the tap from right on the dummy halfway line, and the ball goes forward, and Mitchell Walker and Trent tackle him down 35 metres out from the Denman line. Ball goes out to Ellis, out to Dylan Thorne, out wide. He comes to Andrew Nichols, and every time Andrew Nichols goes in for a tackle, he is looking for that one-on-one strip. Nearly pulled it off again there. Ball goes to Ramon Jackson. Ramon gets the ball, goes centre field, and he's hitting a good tackle there. Is that Mitchell Walker? It is. Ball goes to Bailey Wooden, goes on to Jason Havey, but it's gone forward. It's juggled that. Hovey's juggled it, and it's gone to ground. That's Daniel Wormsley, the young number 15 from Denman, who's on, who tackled Jason Havey there after he spilt it. So the Rams have let the Devils off again here, and now the Devils are down to 12 men, Reggie. I would have liked to have seen Muswellbrook put a couple of tries on them.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too long for him to come back.
No, about 5 minutes before Brandon Walker comes back on the field. Here's Isaac McCormick. Gets the ball from the scrum base and he takes the ball forward. Good tackle from the two boys, the two Baileys, Ellis and Taylor. Ball goes from Trent Walker at dummy half onto his brother Mitchell. He's hitting a good tackle from Dylan Thorne and Benkovic. That wind is getting up sensationally hard at the moment. Jack LeBrock takes off from dummy half. He gets over his own 40-metre line. He's belted in a good tackle there by Ramon and Jason Hovey. Just shy of halfway. Mitchell Walker goes himself from dummy half and he's hitting a good tackle from Benkovic and Dylan Thorne again. Gets to the 40 out from the Rams line. Here's McCormick. McCormick gets the ball. Long pass over the top to LaRusi. LaRusi's flat pass to Maxi Grecian down the sideline. Comes to Bailey Ellis and he's hitting a good tackle from Bailey Ellis. Well done, son.
Well,
good one-on-one from Bailey Ellis onto Maxi Grecian. That's great stuff.
Yeah, no, dedication and commitment there by Bailey Ellis. Grecian tried to take him on. No match there for Bailey Ellis. He's got the speed. He's got the ability.
Yeah, well done.
He's born for first grade.
Bailey Good stuff. Ellis. Good stuff. So the Rams have got a scrum feed here. 28 points to 10. 11.5 minutes to go in this match. Andrew Pritchard's coming back on the field, so I don't know who's going to go off right now. So he's running down the sideline. I still think Troy Hilda might give Brady Collins a bit of a run here late in the match, Reggie. Ellis to feed the scrum. Ball goes long to Michael Henry. He's going to put the kick to it. Here's Daniel Ellis. Here's a battle for the pace. Bailey Taylor and Daniel Ellis. The two out in front of you, calling a race. Daniel Ellis gets the ball. They've retrieved it. They're 30 metres out. Good kick from Michael Henry. That's a good option to have. That speed out wide. Long ball goes out to Curtly Lewis. Gives the ball back inside to Michael Henry. Steps off his right. Under boot and he goes over and scores a great try. He started that move, Michael Henry, and he finished it, Reggie.
Yeah, that was just pretty to watch. Very unconventional type of play too.
You know what? I've watched the games over the last few weeks, and I was looking at the game against Singleton. I thought that early in the tackle count they could have done that with the likes of Daniel and his brother Jacob out wide, Reggie. When Jacob and Daniel are out there and they put that long kick forward, there's not too many players in the Group 21 that are going to outrun Daniel and Jacob Ellis.
No, 100%. There's a lot of speed out there, and you said it's probably the quickest backline in the competition. I'd say Tim Smith back in his heyday would have rivaled it.
Well, on this occasion, it worked wonders. The two guys who were out the front were Bailey Taylor and Daniel Ellis, and to Daniel's credit, he dived on the ball and he took the tackle. He didn't want to do anything stupid, low percentage stuff, and from that, Curtly Lewis got the ball, turned it back inside to Michael Henry, and Michael Henry went through one tackle, and that was the big fella Sebastian Luisi, and went over and scored about 10 metres in from touch, and kicked away to a 32 points to 10 lead right now.
Very interesting to know too. Bailey Ellis has just come off, and Jacob Kennedy's gone on.
Well, there you go. Bailey Ellis has probably been given a reward. He's done exceptionally well. Here's B2, the under 18 boy from last year. He's converted it, and they've gone to a 34 points to 10 lead. 9.5 minutes to go in this match. It is freezing cold here today. The weather conditions are very, very chilly for all the spectators. Everyone's rugged up. They've got their new Ram boonies happening, and this is a good effort. Brandon Walker's back on the field. Reggie?
Yes.
I thought he went off at 12 minutes and 52 seconds.
Oh, it might have been 22.
22 minutes and 52 seconds. My apologies. So he's been off longer than he perhaps should have. Anyway.
Oh, by the time he got to the sideline, the clock was still kicking. He took his time.
Here's Curtly Lewis gets the ball from the kickoff, and he passes it on to Andrew Pritchard, and that man himself, Brandon Walker, involved in that first tackle, and it was a good tackle. Ball goes out to Curtly Lewis, who steps off his left, gets to his right, comes to Trent Walker and brother Brandon, and they put him down 22 metres out from the Rams line. Come down the short side, Bailey Wooden gives it to Adam Bartholomew. He's belted in a big tackle from Andrew Nichols. Andrew Nichols is over on the left-hand side of the field here now, Reggie. Jordan Menzies has swapped with him. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I don't know what...
Long ball out the back to Curtly Lewis. Curtly Lewis puts a big midfield bomb. It's a torpedo. That's probably going to go into touch if it doesn't bounce well. It's going to go into... Oh, Daniel Ellis juggles it! He's retrieved the ball from that kick. It bounced sideways and Daniel got the ball straight above the hands of Sebastian Luisi, and Daniel's raced over and scored a try under the post to take it to 38 points to 10 with 7.5 minutes to go in this match. Oh, that was the most wobbliest kick you've ever seen in your life, Reggie, but it paid dividends. Well done to Daniel Ellis.
Yeah, no, great. It was a uncouth kick too. I can't think of another word to describe it. It looked like it was going to be a downfield torpedo kick off the side of the boot. The wind's played a bit of havoc with it, and he got the luck of the bounce. Luke Freebody coming off here too.
Stubbs is coming off. Brady Benkovic's coming off the field now, and BC Collins is going to get their last 7 minutes. So well done to the boys. Well done to Brady, the young fellow. I thought he played exceptionally well. His defence has been great, and a good reward for BC Collins to start his first grade debut here today. I think that great stuff from BC Collins.
And Hamlin's about to come on the field for Freebody for Denman as well. So, Freebody's had a big game.
Yeah.
A couple of late penalties there in the match. But other than that...
So Bailey Taylor makes the extra points, and they go out to a 40 points to 10 lead, and 6.5 minutes to go. Reggie, look, I think they're finishing this game the way they want to finish it, on their terms, and I like the look of it. They've probably got a tune up in that at half time by Troy, and Troy's probably, realistically, they shouldn't have let that 10 points in before half-time, because there was some ordinary defence, and rightfully so. I'd say Troy's given a bit of a tune-up at half-time. They've come out and gone on with it here with some really good football. Denman's slow to get back to the halfway line, Reg.
Yeah, very much so. They're not in a hurry to get this kick off, but it's going to be great.
There's still some friendly banter between the Walker boys, Brandon in particular, and Brandon's the first person up there, and his long pass out to Bailey Taylor. And Bailey Taylor, what a great pass, because Brandon Walker was racing up there with the other Denman boys. Now, Brandon Walker's gone to the right-hand side of the field. He wants to get involved in the play the ball straight up, and he does so, and he gets to Dylan Thorne, and Dylan Thorne takes the ball forward. He's monstered by about 5 defenders there from Denman, and Brandon Walker's one of them. Maxi Grushin's the other. Bailey Wooden goes from dummy half, gets it onto Jason Hovey. Hovey unloads it onto Dylan Thorne again. He's tackled about 38 metres out from his own line. Mitchell Walker was part of that tackler there. Ball goes to Michael Henry, onto Andrew Pritchard. Andrew Pritchard runs away from one, gives the ball onto Adam Bartholomew. He's hitting a late tackle from Andrew Nichols there, so he's down at the moment. Trent Walker had Adam Bartholomew by the throat. Play goes on. Bailey Wooden from dummy half gives it back onto the blind end side. Good little chip through from Adam Bartholomew, but the bounce didn't go Jackson Henshaw's way, so it's going to be a Denman scrum forward about 20 metres out, 15 metres out from their own line. Someone's down late there, Reggie. Someone got hit late.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Is it Hovey? It looks like... No, Andrew Pritchard.
Andrew Pritchard got that ball and he unloaded it, and I have a feeling he got hit around the chops, Reggie, but I can't...
And there was something happened just down here too that the crowd reacted to it and slow to play the ball. Trent Walker was involved in, so... He's got blood, definitely. Heath Collins putting on the disposable gloves. Hopefully we've got that on the video. We can
Reggie,
have a look.
I thought it was a late hit by and I couldn't just place the defender. Nevertheless, it's going to be the player's going to be held up here, and it's a Denman feed 15 metres out from their own line.
He's got a busted nose, so it was a high shot.
Yeah, well,
he's got
he didn't fall into the grass.
He's got the sponge on the nose, and he's got his gloves on, so we might have to go back and have a look at that one.
Romain Jackson's going to come on for Andrew Pritchard. And on a day like this, a shot to the melon and across the bridge of the nose is not going to be pleasant.
Look at the blood coming out of his nose.
It's not going to be pleasant by any means, Madge. So here's a Denman feed. Andrew Nichols has found himself at halfback, fed the scrum, gives it out to Isaac McCormick. Long ball out to Luisi. Luisi goes across field and he's hit by Michael Henry. He gives it on to Jordan Menzies, and Jordan Menzies is wrestled to the ground, and by 3 or 4 he's still got his leg speed going, and he's finally tackled 28 metres out from his own line. Pickersgill gets the ball, comes into Nathan Graham, and they've wrestled into the ground with the help of Brody Collins in there, and also Jacob Kennedy. Ball goes to Luisi, short pass on to Tafua, and Tafua comes straight into the arms of Curtly Lewis, and he's wrestled the ground 32 metres out, centre field. Ball goes on to Mitchell Walker, and Mitchell Walker goes straight up the centre of the field, and he's hitting a good tackle there by Adam Bartholomew. Ball goes, Maxi Grushin gives it on to Brandon Walker. Brandon Walker takes it forward right on the halfway line, goes to Brody Collins down over the top, and Michael Henry down below. Nathan Graham was in there as well. Ordinary play the ball. And Trent Walker goes forward. They tackle him. He unloads it. Adam Bartholomew falls on the ball there. Loose ball. So Muswellbrook are back in possession there. Ball goes from Curtly Lewis. A little bit of a jackrabbit thing there. Brendan Walker wants to get involved in the play the ball, him and Bailey Wooden. He hasn't shut up all game, Brendan Walker. He's still mouthing off at Bailey Wooden, and Bailey Wooden goes straight at him, and the two Walker boys go in on him and give him a little set too. They're right into it. Bailey Wooden gets up and plays the ball. Didn't get involved in any garbage, and that's the way to go from Bailey Wooden. I've seen both Walker boys give it to him there in that tackle.
It's actually a kick.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ramon Jackson took the ball up and he was tackled by a good tackle. Here's Curtly Lewis, a little left foot chip over the top. Bounce goes no one's way except Bailey Taylor's way, and he's retrieved the ball from a little left foot chip over the top, and he goes around and scores under the posts. 44 points to 10 in favour of the Rams. Good little left foot chip over the top from Curtly Lewis. The ball bounced sideways straight into the arms of Bailey Taylor, who retrieved it about 15 metres out and ran around to score under the post, and he'll have an opportunity to convert his own try to take it to 46 points to 10 with 2.5 minutes to go.
Great, just great performance by Muswellbrook today. If Denman had actually, it's not been negative, the whole club would have to have a look at that and say it's our discipline. If we can't keep get these kids to keep their heads on, if we played football, if we focused more on putting our aggression into clean football and playing hard, they'd be a threat. But that's what's let them down. It is their discipline.
Well, we've called it, Reggie. Brandon, for all his good qualities, he's probably given away at least a half a dozen penalties in the play the ball. He found himself in the bin for 10 minutes. It didn't do his team any favours. It's just, just get on with the game, because they're good footballers when they put their minds to it, especially Trent. And Trent hasn't been guilty of any garbage play, and he's trying to take his team forward at every opportunity. Anyway, 46 points to 10. The crowd are slowly leaving this miserably cold afternoon down here at Olympic Park. There's only a minute and a half to go, and in all seriousness, I don't know if Denman really want to kick off. Unfortunately for them, they're going to have to, and probably carry out the final set of 6 here, defensive-wise, to finish this match off. I'd like to get a call on that wind chill factor, guys.
Yeah, freezing.
Yeah.
Freezing, that's
the arrow's pointing to bloody freezing. Here's the kickoff from Isaac McCormick. Michael Henry's going to catch a ball off the kickoff. He gives the ball to Nathan Graham, and Nathan Graham went under a high tackle from Jordan Menzies, and he's belted there right on the 20-metre line, about 5 in from touch. Ball goes out to Brody Collins. His first run in A-grade, Brody Collins, and well done to him, and he's tackled by Mitchell Walker. Ball, Bailey Wooden gets the ball. Long pass out to Michael Henry. Long pass out to Curtly Lewis. Flat pass out to Adam Bartholomew. It's raked down by Andrew Nichols. It's going to be play on. What's he called?
No, it's a knock on once they've reaped that ball.
Yeah, he has. He's pulled it towards his to the Muswellbrook line, Andrew Nichols. So the Rams are going to get the ball here, and they're just going to wind the clock down, Reggie. So we may as well wrap it all up. The players are shaking hands with 20 seconds to go. They don't want to back this scrum down. They're just going to milk it for the rest of the game. It's 46 points to 10 here in favour of the Rams at Olympic Park on a miserably cold Sunday afternoon. A good victory for the Rams straight up, Reggie. And look, Denman are probably their worst enemies. Discipline-wise, they gave the Rams too much ball in the second half, and rightfully so. The Rams went on with it in the second half and made the Denman Devils pay. Good win, 46 points to 10, Reg.
Yeah, no, definitely, mate. For mine, Mike Henry, player of the match. There was some outstanding performances across the board. They're a great squad, but Mike Henry has been a great asset and it contributed some very miracle plays there as well with the kick downfield. So
I'm pleased to say that it's a good kickback from the Rams after it was a wobbly win last week, and that's probably the best way to describe it. They did beat Denman, but it was a terrible game in terms of discipline across the board, and it's good to see that they kicked on with this here today after coming off 2 successive losses, one to Singleton and one to Aberdeen, and I think this will do them the world of good. And they've still got Jacob Ellis and Jake Hardy to come back in with Joshy Scrimger. A really good effort by the Muswellbrook Rams here to win 46 points to 10 here this afternoon against the Denman side that will probably want a little bit more out of themselves in the long run. So congratulations to the Rams and a solid performance.
And of course, playing for the Ron Lanesbury and Neil Barry Shield, Muswellbrook have retained it. They won it last year, so congratulations to the Muswellbrook side and commiserations to Denman. But at the end of the day, I think the whole club will go back and have a look at it and go, we need to fix our attitude.
Yeah, they did play for the Ronnie Lanesbury, Neil Barry Shield, and you couldn't ask for two better legends of Group 21 than them two guys. So congratulations to the Rams. And here's Neil presenting Dylan Thorne with the shield. Well done to Neil and Ronnie Lanesbury, and congratulations to the Rams for winning that shield for the second year in a row.
Rightio, we'll wrap it up there until next week, mate. 46 points to 10, Muswellbrook's won.